Hello everyone, welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127. This is breaking news. Fed, all calendar references removed. Following through on indications in March, the Federal Open Market Committee on Wednesday offered no changes to its zero interest rate policy. Not only did it not hike rates, it also removed all hints for what may lie ahead. Calendar references were deleted completely from the post-meeting statement. The FOMC indicated after its March meeting that a rate hike in April was unlikely. The U.S. Central Bank has kept its key funds rate anchored near zero since late 2008 amid the financial crisis. So clearly we're still in the financial crisis. That's even mainstream. This is huge. Huge. Texas Ranger drops bombshell about Jade Helm 15. There are trains with shackles on them. You notice what's trending on Facebook lately? Texas State Guard. Abbott orders Texas Guard to monitor planned military exercises. Why am I showing you this again? Because Jade Helm is not just a drill. They are mainly worried about what's crossed the border. They are also going to worry about the people who are dissidents in America, the constitutionalists and so on and so forth, which is exactly what the heck they're training for. The reports about the coming Jade Helm 15 operation across the Southwest continue to suggest that this is not merely a standard training exercise to prepare our military personnel for foreign engagements, as is being suggested by officials. A letter sent to Dave Hodges at the Common Sense Show by a concerned Texas Ranger indicates that the government is spreading is preparing for a scenario similar to what has been described in I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, I apologize, Forstchen's recent novel, Day of Wrath, in which ISIS terrorists cross the southern border of the United States and simultaneously attack soft targets across the nation. But the letter doesn't stop there. The Ranger, who has kept his identity private for obvious reasons, and makes clear that the scope of Jade Helm is so secret that the intent is not completely clear. So who knows exactly what's in this drill? Who is the person that knows every bit of part of what's going on in it? Because it's clear that they're not even telling anyone, oh, it's just a drill, calm down, don't worry about it. Yeah, freaking right. You have a governor worried about Jade Helm. That should raise some extremely large red flags in about every American's head and around the world, because there are other similar drills going on around the same time period around the world as well. Let's continue. Says that the JH-15 mission objectives may go much farther than just preparing for terrorists. According to the Law Enforcement Insider, there are trains moving throughout Texas, and some of them have been outfitted with shackles, presumably, to transport prisoners of some sort. The claim adds further credence to a report about Jade Helm, dissident roundups and arrests, and widespread martial law declarations following an emergency. His letter sheds some light on the Walmart store closing, suggesting at least one may be utilized in a national security capacity as a staging point for the Department of Homeland Security, an agency that is apparently not trusted by anyone within the Texas Rangers organization, according to the source. Well, here's the letter. And it just verifies again everything that we've been saying. The suspicions of the public are quite justified. It seems the operational commanders for Jade Helm have compartmentalized the exercise to such an extent that no one, not the local and state law enforcement officers involved or the majority of military personnel, has any idea what is actually going on. As noted in the letter, a realistic threat from our southern border certainly exists. And as we've written previously, Border Patrol and Homeland Security have been capturing suspected terrorist operatives crossing into the United States for years. But the Texas Ranger who penned the letter says this is not necessarily the full scope of the massive summer exercise. And given that people within his own organization report seeing shackles in trains, it's completely out of the question to suggest that the government does, in fact, have procedures in place to detain, transport, and imprison those suspected of terrorism or those who may be suspected of being suspected. There we go. It was a little hard to read that one because being suspected of being suspected is so freaking ridiculous. What are they training for? All these drills so far. All where they do those riot drills. They're not training for gang violence. They're not training for it could be economic. Hang on, just stay with me. They're not training for that type of a scenario where it would be an economic collapse has happened, and they're at food lines, and people are saying, "I'm hungry, I need my food," and so on and so forth, and people getting fights over it and whatever. They're training for constitutionalists. They have MRAPs because Americans have too many bullets. I'm sorry. The last time I checked, the feds bought 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition. And later this year, they've bought another 95,000 rounds of ammunition. And that's not all. That's just the very basics of what's been going on in the purchases. This is so blown out of proportion. Our government is so big, so overreaching, we have lost the scope of what America is. Now they're putting military on the streets to do drills. Supposed drills. And you have a governor worried about it. That should raise some serious flags. The fact that it doesn't, and other people, not us, obviously, because we're understanding and we're reading this news and we're going through these signs, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, who cares? Military's here. They're not supposed to be on the streets. Especially not Navy SEALs, especially not Green Berets, especially not Special Forces. National Guard, riot situation, okay, kind of. The police should be outfitted to deal with such, and in the proper manner. Not stand back and let the entire population destroy the city, or stand down as... This is what I'm saying. This is so ridiculous. This is how you know. This is how you know how they have brainwashed the police. On the 27th of April, that was 2 days ago, the Baltimore City Police obeyed the order to stand down and watch their entire city be destroyed by provocateurs and so on and so forth. Where's the urge to do something right, protect the citizen? There isn't there. It's obey, conform, or die. That's what it is. So what do you think is going to happen when the government or the mayor gives the order to kill Americans? They're going to follow like a lost puppy because they have no sense of direction. And I'm sorry, I'm not speaking to all police officers. There are good cops. There are good people in the United States military. But people have really got to wake up. They don't think that they're going to take down a whole city. Well, they did it yesterday. They calmed everybody down. Look at that. Just like it was a plan. Because it was a plan. It's a stage. Most of the people in the riots that caused the riots were white people. 6'2" white people. I mean, there was a couple videos I've watched about it. They were provoking the youth to go and destroy things. And what happened? We've got to wake up. We've got to take a further step in the right direction because we're going obviously in the wrong. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please check out the websites freedomfighterreports.com and socialexodus.net. God bless and carry on.